All right, welcome back, everybody. Very excited to be here today. This is Dr. Dgatta, board certified prosthodontist here in Newport, Rhode Island. And today we're going to be exposing secrets to the full mouth rehabilitation. I've been doing my full mouth rehabilitations all at once here, and we're going to get rid of some of these casts here and focus just on our initial diagnostic presentation so you can really get an appreciation for what we're dealing with here in the very beginning. An individual who has significant amounts of attrition, which is tooth on tooth wear, and this person was ruled out for any chemical erosion with GI testing and nutritional factors, and the teeth really fit together pretty well in this horizontal chewing motion. So again, can't be 100% sure, but the etiology looks to be primarily mechanical in nature here. Patient admits to being under a significant amount of stress at work, and we've spoken about some of the deleterious effects of that, as you can see. And again, just some occlusal shots of what we're looking at. So with this amount of tooth loss, I had these casts articulated in centric relation, and assessing some of the vertical and space I'm going to need to restore these teeth. I decided to open the vertical about 2 to 3 millimeters in the anterior, which translates to about 1 millimeter in the posterior. And that vertical was tested with the patient using an occlusal device. So they were wearing a removable mouth guard at night to test the posterior determinants of occlusion and test the TMJ and see if that position was going to be comfortable and if the patient could tolerate that. So after a period of a couple months, the patient reported no significant changes in terms of pain or discomfort with that new jaw position. So again, just to review, about a 3 millimeter open in the anterior correlates to a 1 millimeter opening in the posterior. So from there, you can move on to your full mouth wax up. And luckily I have help doing this. It's not my work. And this is then tried into the mouth once the patient has signed on and agreed to treatment. And the way I like to do that, so basically I prep a full arch at one seating, and I'm going to use my silicone matrices to make the temporaries. I usually make the temporaries in 3 sextants, the 2 posterior temps and an anterior temporary. I splint it just for added strength and stability and for ease of use, of course, there. And the other arch that I did not prep, so you got to account for that space that you're opening, and that is done with a light curable resin, and I just use clear matrices for that. That way your light can shine through and cure those regions and maintain the vertical dimension until you prep the next arch. So next time I see the patient, use the next day, come back, prep the mandibular arch and get them in full mouth temporaries at that point. And then from there we proceed to full mouth temporary restorations. Patient tries that out until we get the full mouth impressions made. And they're just casts from how the vacuform matrices were made from that. And then at that point, we go ahead, prep the teeth, get the finals back. And you're probably wondering what in the world is going on in this maxillary left sextant here. So basically, we had, these actually are not the original casts. There were some teeth that were non-restorable here. Those teeth were extracted, and we did 2 implants here in sites 12 and 14. We're going to do an implant bridge restoration in this region. Patient is under a short timeline, maybe leaving my practice, but wanted to proceed regardless. So we may not have had time to finish this section, but it turns out he's going to be staying in the area, so we will have time to finish. And at that point, we will go ahead and make an implant impression once we go ahead and deliver these restorations here. So what we're looking at, we have zirconia restorations for my terminal stops. This is just full contour zirconia. It's not stacked, no veneering ceramic. And in the rest of the dentition, we have Emax, pressed Emax restorations. And it's really hard to appreciate in the small cell phone camera here, but I was really happy with my lab in terms of getting a nice surface texture. We did a cutback and stack here in the 6 through 11 region. Again, kind of hard to appreciate that in the camera, but we got nice surface texture and good incisal translucency here. You can kind of see how the light reflects off that, get a little incisal halo effect. And yeah, the next step is to bring the patient in, try everything in, and make the final deliveries here. I've been using my hand-out wide view for my full mouth rehabilitation, so I totally agree that the purists out there will acknowledge that I'm probably definitely giving up accuracy by using a semi-adjustable articulator, and I'm well aware of that. Just don't have a fully adjustable here at my clinic, and I just realized that I'm going to be doing more chairside adjustments on the day of delivery by not working officially on the hinge axis, but that's a compromise I've been making at this moment and hasn't injured me at this point. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and if you guys have more ideas of what you'd like to hear in these videos, go ahead and contact me on Facebook, Instagram, leave some comments on Periscope. Again, you can email me at dgatta@gmail.com. Very accessible, and appreciate all your support out there. So you guys take care. Have a good one.